Get yourself a snack, maybe hit the bathroom. We've got a long one today. We're going to do Topps every year from 1986 all the way through to 1994. It's a Topps, what do we call it? Vertical? A Topps timeline? We'll call it the Topps timeline on Junk Wax Genius. It is the channel on YouTube where we open old baseball cards and talk about it. Usually it's 2 packs a day. Usually we start with 1987 and we end with 1994. Today we're doing a little bonus. We've got 86. And we're going to do one, well, we'll do 2 from 1993. I've got Series 1 and Series 2 from 1993. Maybe there's the Derek Jeter gold card in there. And for our 94 entry, I just have the Series 1. That's what I had. Couldn't find Series 2 at my LCS, my local card shop. So that's what we get. And we don't get upset. We are going to begin with 86. 15 picture cards, 1 stick of gum, wax paper. We've got wax paper all the way through. There are options where 89 I have in plastic wrap. We're not going to open one of those. Also 91 sometimes comes in plastic, sometimes it comes in wax. This one happens to be wax. Anyway, 86, kind of a miswrap here. We'll see what's going on with that. $2.50 a pack, sounds about right. These cards are very expensive because the quality is very poor. Therefore, finding them in PSA, perfect Gem Mint 10 grade, they get a little premium. Rod Scurry sticking to poor Greg Pryor. Look at that blister from the chewing gum. You'll have that when it's been kind of packaged up for almost 40 years. When you put confections in with your cardboard. Here in the pack we have Larry with 1 R, Sorensen. Jamie Kokenauer. There's Keith Hernandez. You can kind of see what we're talking about, like these black borders around the top show damage very easily. The centering is frequently off. This one's not a terrible example. It's a little heavy to the left, but not bad for Keith Hernandez. There's Bob Gibson, not that one. Ed Nunez. Colson Guerre Templeton. Rich Hebner. Lamar Hoyt. Jim Clancy. Ivan DeJesus, Lou Whitaker, nice example there. Lou Whitaker should be in the Hall of Fame. Gino Petrali, and Terry Poole, 86 Topps. Iconic design, mostly because of this weird font that they chose for the team name. And, you know, quality control, not a huge issue for Topps in 1986. Nice cards, though, for Keith Hernandez and Lou Whitaker. Let's get into 87 Topps. This is where we can start to find the rookie class that I really enjoy, and that's why we begin on this channel with 87 Topps. It's where Will Clark's rookie card is, unless you count the 86 traded, which I do not because you couldn't get that in a pack. So when it comes to finding cards in packs, 87 Topps is where it's at. Again with the gum, again with the damage. This time, Carl Best. Thank you for your sacrifice, Carl. Got some literature in there, again with Keith Hernandez. We'll catch up. We'll catch up. There's manager Davey Johnson, skippered your 86 Mets to the World Championship. Carmelo Martinez, Terry Forster, Rick Shrew, Willie McGee, Nick Isaski, George Bamberger. There's a Keith Hernandez as an all-star. Cool. Scott Sanderson, Don Sutton. Long career there. You might have to get out your jeweler's loop to take a look at just how long Don Sutton's career was. Led the league, is that in italics, a 4.08 ERA when he gave up 118 earned runs? It doesn't seem too bad in today's game. Ron Say, Cardinals leaders, Tom Browning. Is that a beard? I don't know. Leave a comment. Is that a beard? Dickie Thon, John Moses, and Terry Mulholland wrap up our 87 Topps. We didn't get the Will Clark or the Barry Larkin or the Barry Bonds or the Jose Canseco or the Mark McGuire. We got some all-stars. We get what we get and we don't get upset. We continue to steamroll through. By the way, this has 15 bubblegum cards. As we will see, the cards are not printed on bubblegum. They're printed on cardstock. Please, please, please do not try to chew the cards. I say it all the time, but I cannot assume that you know, This may be your first time watching the show, in which case, please do subscribe. Jimmy Key is our left-handed pitcher all-star. Dwight Evans, Juan Samuel, Ray Quinones, Gary Carter, the kid, Mark Davidson, sticking a little bit to Kurt Young. Kurt has the gum damage on his back. John Wathan. You don't often see a manager wearing a batting helmet, especially one with like an ear flap. If they're wearing one, it's like a protective one when they're out in the field, whatever. But old John got his batting helmet on. There's Cecil Fielder, Daryl Ackerfelds, Gary Matthews, Dan Petrie, Kevin Mitchell with the airbrushed hat Hall of Fame entry for Kevin Mitchell, Alejandro Pena, and Mike Marshall round us out for 88 Topps. There are some errors you can find in there. There's an Eddie Murray highlights card that has a weird text block on it. You can find variations with and without. There's a version of the Mark McGwire record breaker where there's a little wedge of white behind one of his heels. Are they really error cards or just variations? We could argue that all day, but when you have one with and one without, one's going to get the attention. Again, bubblegum cards in 89 Topps. Looking here for Greg Jeffries. Always the chase card that I want out of 89 Topps. Don Zimmer this time. The gum does come off, but just barely. Sorry, Zim. What else do we have here? Rick Honeycutt, Kevin Elster, Bill Long, Damon Berryhill, Daryl Miller. There's Brady Anderson. That's got to be an airbrushed hat too. Tell me that hat was not airbrushed on his head. Oh, he's sticking. It got gum damaged. Don Zimmer bled through and stuck to Brady Anderson. Steve Balboni, Chris Sabo, Topps All-Star Rookie card. That's awesome. Rudy Tooty, John Cerruti, Jose De Leon, Dave Dravecki, Atlee Hammaker. There's Keith Hernandez again. It's Keith Hernandez night on Junk Wax Genius. And, oh, I'm going to struggle. Pete Smith. I hope I got that. In our 89 Topps. Keith Hernandez, theme of the night. All right, let's get into 1990 Topps. If you haven't seen the video by friend of the channel, High Heat Stats, go check it out. He has a very logical, calm explanation about why you are unlikely to just stumble upon a Frank Thomas no name on front error card in any pack you open ever. And not because anybody cheats, really. It's just very easy to screen for it if you know what you're looking for. 89 record breaker for Cal Ripken. Wade Boggs All-Star. Wade Boggs very much alive, by the way. Jerome Walton, All-Star rookie, would have gone right into the binder back in the day. Don Asse, Dale Swaim. A checklist. We're already super deep into packs. I'm not going to read all the names. I'm sorry. Todd Froworth. Lloyd McClendon behind him. Mike Fitzgerald. Todd Burns. Dave Anderson. Oddibe McDowell. Tom Brunansky. Hojo, Howard Johnson. There's Ron Kittle and George Brett. Nice card for George Brett. It's got some wax damage on the back. You might be able to see the glare there in the studio lights. But George Brett, probably pick of the pack out of our 1990 Topps. Good deal. Let's do 91. The last year that they used any wax paper at all for their packaging. You can find some that are in like tamper-proof cellophane, but not difficult to find them in either variation, so it's not like one is significantly more rare than the other. A lot of other variations, like I don't think we'll have any in this pack, but in some cards, the Topps 40th anniversary logo is in a darker red. They call those bold backs, and very collectible. There are people out there that do those. Also the glow backs that they have. Chuck Krim starts us off. Chuck Krim, shout out Doughboys. Walt Weiss, the acrobatic Walt Weiss, clearing Joel Skinner by a foot, maybe. Sergio Valdez, Dave Valley, Ken Daly, Mike Greenwell, hey Gator, Here's Ed Whitson. Nice photo there for Ed. Hall of Famer Dave Winfield with the Angels. Julio Valera. Tim Naring. Brian Barnes, future star, that's cool. Stan Javier. Barry Bonds, excellent. Moises Alou and Paul O'Neill. All right, we'll pause here and review the Barry Bonds 1991 Topps. Not a bad card, white borders, but look at kind of this gray background. Not the sharpest cardstock quality that we've ever seen from Topps. And the last year that they used kind of that gray type. I mean, we've got kind of almost looks like recycled cardstock here as we go back through the years. You see much sharper contrast in the traded sets because they were printed on different cardstock on different printing presses. But make a note of what the back of this Barry Bonds looks like, because we're going to open up 92 Topps where they made a huge jump in their product quality. So they tell you now just 15 picture cards, no gum. It's in this tamper-proof cellophane, no wax paper. All upgrades across the board for our friends at Topps. And as we open the pack, look at this. Look at this bright white cardstock. It's like they got the expensive stuff from Office Depot for this particular set. All right, we'll pick up with Phil Gardner. Jack McDowell, cool. Ooh, the Brian Taylor draft pick card. This was one of the, if not the most desirable card coming out of this set at the very beginning. One of those can't miss prospects who ended up missing badly. Brian Taylor, Darren Jackson, Mike Devereaux, the Torborg, another airbrushed hat, Jeff Torborg, Rick Honeycutt, Trevor Wilson, Jack Howell, Kirk McCaskill, cool photo there. Topps working on their photo game. A couple of these look like they could have been in Stadium Club or Studio. I know Studio wasn't a Topps brand, but you get my picture. Cheeto Martinez, Vince Coleman, Tom Bolton, Mike Henneman, and Mike Huff. Well, you get this bright white background, very legible, nice stuff. Brian Taylor, can't miss. Although, you know what happens. You know that you buy those things by the hundreds and you're left ultimately with 100 of a 3-cent card. All right, we're into the home stretch now. We've got 2 packs from 1993. Off chance, outside chance, well, you're going to get a Topps Gold card in every pack, but outside chance of that one being Derek Jeter. If you're made it this far, please do subscribe. It's this kind of content that we do on a daily basis. It's only 2 packs a day normally. Sometimes they're rack packs, they're a little bigger. But, Todd Steverson is a draft pick card, not the gold one that we might be hoping for. Instead, our gold card is Darren Dalton. Dutch Dalton is our Topps Gold card. There's Brett Butler, Kevin Campbell, Eric Anthony, Reggie Sanders, all-pro rookie, nice. Gary Gaetti, that's Gary Gaetti. You can tell because it says he plays for the Angels, and only one of those guys plays for the Angels. There's that draft pick card we saw for Todd Steverson, Andy Stankiewicz, Tim Salmon, Bip Roberts, Dave Nilsson, Rick Reed, Mark Langston. There's the Gator again, Mike Greenwell, and Lou Whitaker again. Excellent. But on the back of these cards, full color photo now, jumping off. No small feat of technology back in the day to get the photo in front of the background. A lot of stats that you would normally expect from Topps, and also where it would fit. Some bio information. Cool cards from 93. If you're going to get 93, spring for Series 1, because Series 2, as we're going to see, you still get the Topps Gold card in every pack. But to fill out this second series, 1993 is just filled with rookies and prospects, in particular around the Marlins and the Rockies. New to the league around that time, just a ton of Marlins and Rocky rookies. I'm sure we'll see exactly that kind of thing as we go through here. So there you go. Jeff Conine. Pretty cool photo there in the Marlins teal in front of a Miami landmark, I would assume. Hey, another Marlin. It's like I called it. Scott Champerino. And the Rockies, let's continue. Doug Botchler. I don't know. Sorry, Doug, I don't know. Stan Royer is our coming attraction on that one. Our gold card is Butch Henry. Again with the Rockies. You get what I'm saying? Between the Rockies and the Marlins. A ton of this. Another checklist. Again, we're 15 minutes in. I'm not going to pause to read all the names. Now, there's Pete Smith, Milt Kyler, Daryl Boston, Frank Castillo, Ken Caminiti, Jeff Branson, Steve Fry, Chili Davis, and Tom Brunansky. Again, full color photo on the back. The TOPPS statistics. Tom hit grand slams within about 2 weeks of each other. How about that, Tom? Congratulations. All right, we're down to it. 1994, Series 1. $2 for this pack. Probably that's what I paid. I don't open a lot of this because it is super glossy and prone to bricking. We'll see what's going on with these. Tamper-proof foil this time. They've upgraded from the cellophane into full-on foil packaging. And we get, oh, yep, it's bricking, it's sticking. I'm like holding the edge of one card. And they're all stuck together. Oh, sorry for this. Ooh. Prospects card. Duff Brumley, Chad OJ, Chris Michalek, and Terrell Wade on that prospects card. A little bit of paper loss. I'm peeling as gently as I can. A future star for Tim Davis. The upside and the downside of these glossy cards. Todd Stottlemyre on that one. Again, full color photo on the back, much bigger this time, fitting in those usual TOPPS statistics and some bio information. We'll peel from this side. Jason Beret. You can see the gloss. Clearly, you can see the gloss in the stadium or the studio lights overhead. Royce Clayton. Sit in real close. Turn it up if you're into this ASMR of peeling cards apart. Daryl Boston. Man. Okay, nice horizontal layout there for Jose Lind with the Royals. Looking good, Chico. There's Walt Weiss in the Marlins teal. I like that card. We got Boomer next. David Wells with the Tigers. Cool card. We got this guy. Blas Minor? Is that a real name? Sounds like a Star Trek character. Okay. But there's our gold card. You see the gleam of his name there. And it says TOPPS Gold in the corner. That's your other hint. Okay. We got Jeff Reed. Moody lighting for Jeff Reed. And Hal Morris wraps it up for us. All right. It's Junk Wax Genius. This has been a TOPPS timeline, 1986 through 1994. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you didn't finish your drink before I stopped. So, go up, get a refill. And we'll see you tomorrow with 2 more packs. Appreciate the time. Thanks for watching. Please do subscribe if you haven't yet. It really does help the channel. Your endorsement goes a long way to telling other viewers on YouTube that this is not a total waste of time. We'll see you tomorrow.